Great, thanks. So thanks, Mark, and thanks to Transport Event. Really appreciate you having me on the session today. And so here's what I think I'll talk about. So I'm going to go through the types of complexities, and I was really trying to think about when I visited general cargo, mixed cargo terminals, what are the types of complexities that I've seen? So talk a little bit about operational, technological, and organizational complexities that I've seen at the various terminals that I've visited over the years. And then also talk through if you're looking at a toss, what sort of checklist do you want to think about to help overcome those complexities or help manage those complexities? So jumping right into the operational complexity side of this, thinking about how I spent a lot of time on the container side of the business, and one of the advantages on the container side of the business is it's pretty regular. I mean, boxes are of general size and general shape. They're 20 feet long, 40 feet long. Sometimes you get a high cube, sometimes they're standard height. But the general logistics problem is pretty consistent. Um, there is seasonal variability, but when we start looking at seasonal variability at a mixed cargo terminal, a lot of times it's different products that come in at different times of year. So volumes change over the course of the year. The product types change over the course of the year. I mean, if you look at the mix that Q Terminals is handling in different types of products, there's so much different handling types required, so many different types of handling equipment and ways to handle that cargo. It's just a different logistical challenge, I think, that mixed cargo terminals have. So seasonal variation, project cargo, it has its own idiosyncrasies and handling requirements. I mean, this windmill blade requires very specialized equipment, so being able to handle things, specialized project cargo, and it's usually for a shorter period of time, right? I mean, a project cargo is for a defined project period, so it's not, again, sort of consistent cargo that you're going to be handling in perpetuity. So there's that sort of complexity that comes with that. And this impacts what we call allocation. So where should I store this cargo in the yard? How much of this can I store in any part of the yard? All the business rules around what are the rules for moving this from point A to point B in the yard, or loading it to the vessel, or loading it to the truck? When am I allowed to deliver this to the truck? And then all the billing and invoicing things that go around that. So Imran talked about invoicing for collecting cash. I mean, that's just one part of it. That's obviously a very important part, is collecting the cash for what you're doing, but also actually just being able to identify what do I need to capture for that activity that we've actually done. So then moving on to the technological complexity, or looking at the technology behind it. So there are some obvious technology points for things like OCR at the gate. So especially around the gate, there's a lot of technology. So OCR and LPR, license plate recognition, for identifying the truck that's there automatically. Lots of gate kiosks that we see pop up now. So being able to allow truckers to at least start their mission or identify why they're at the terminal, and do some of those steps before they really enter the terminal, to try to expedite the time that they're at the terminal. Using barcodes and RFID and other ways to help, again, identify their transactions and their missions, and appointments, external appointment rules to help truckers get through and help the terminal really level load the workload that they're expecting over the course of the day. And then also on the technology side, really thinking about integration with internal and external systems. So whether these are hardware systems or software systems, we really have to think about how can I take the toss and integrate the data, provide data to other systems, or get data from them. So ERP and billing, integration with customs is huge and surprisingly complex. Well, maybe not surprisingly, but quite complex and quite different from country to country, and even terminal to terminal within countries. Integration with shippers, consignees, and agents, so they know what cargo they have, where it is, what they owe for it, that sort of thing. And then EDI. So EDI is a constant thorn in everyone's side. So Imran mentioned that, and it comes up at every terminal, just because, again, of sort of the lack of standard, or lack of adherence to standard, especially in the general cargo space. And then on the organizational challenge side, I was really thinking about it from sort of a change management point of view. So, anytime we have new systems and new processes, you really have to think about, how do I train the users? The people that are out in the yard are probably really good at moving cargo, but are they good at using a computer system to identify how they move that cargo, or the equipment that they use to move that cargo, or the 12 fields or whatever they may need to capture for that? So how do we make that user experience as streamlined as possible, so that you're getting the data that you need captured for your organization, but you're not creating an environment where you've got operators that are just spending all day typing away at a computer screen. Um, I think to a story about we had a product quite a few years ago for managing complex yards around warehouses, and I actually had to train some people on how to use a mouse. This was about 10 or 12 years ago. And, when you're training somebody how to use a mouse, the last thing that you really can expect out of them is going in and picking fields and I mean, really doing complex operations in a software product. So really thinking about who is it that's using the product and making sure that it's right for them. And so all these things sort of combine together into organizational challenges. Okay, so thanks. This is the image I was trying to get to. And so what we're looking at here is using the rotainer that you see there in the upper left. Um, in the all the area in yellow is really an automated portion of the yard, and so that's an automated RMG or a semi-automated RMG. So those are full stacks of rotainers. That automated crane will pick those containers up out of the stack, take them over the pink square in the middle where it says hopper and conveyor, rotate the conveyor, the container over the hopper, which then dumps the contents onto the conveyor, which loads the bulk product directly into the vessel. And so they're really, as I was saying, they're really getting the best of container terminal automation, but still being able to operate a bulk environment and load a bulk vessel. They do have the OTR truck, so the part in pink on the left side there, that's still a manual operation to load or set from the truck, usually for safety and security reasons. The last foot or two of actually loading or unloading from a truck is manual, but the rest of it is an automated operation. And you can go on to the last slide for me, if you would, please. Thanks. So this was what I was just talking through. So really, you just want to think about the flexibility and ease of use to really respond to your changing business needs, whether you've got different types of cargo that are changing over time or other things like that. Their business rules to manage all those exceptions and those different types of products that you might be handling, the invoicing associated with that, capturing the revenue that you need to. You want to think about your deployment options. Should you have it on premises or do you want it in the cloud? What's your IT sophistication like? Do you want to have somebody manage that for you, or do you have an IT group that can manage that? Think about all the OCR, all of the integration we talked about, and there's a list of them there. I'll go through this in the interest of time. I'll go through this quickly. Your interfaces with other systems, so your ERP, EDI, as we talked about before, that's a big one. Think about how to exchange data with other systems. And then the invoicing side, so making sure you've got it set to capture all the billing events that you need to and can generate the events properly. All right, and that's it for me. Sorry for the technological challenges. I guess it's not less for me. There's one more slide. I almost forgot about it. So we do actually have 3 different TOS solutions at Navis. So we have Octopi, which is really like the Gmail for TOS. It's really a lightweight, easy to deploy, quick to value TOS, really designed for the most straightforward operations. We have N4, which is really designed for complex container terminal operations that also do general cargo. We have Master Terminal, which is really good for the mixed cargo environments that have row and do bulk and do a lot of mixed cargo and do containers as well. And that is my last slide. So thank you everyone for your time. If you have any questions, please feel free to submit them. And I'll hand it back to you, Mark. So thanks for dealing with my technological challenges.